Alright, what's up guys? You know the deal. Disclaimer, if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. I appreciate it. So does YouTube. What's up, Pooter? I see you down there, and it looks like Scooter. What's up, Scoot? Just floating. You're just floating in the middle of the pond, waiting on something to eat. And you ate yesterday, so good to see the pond is completely cleaned up. I mean, that lactic acid bacteria is no joke, along with the new sand, silt, and clay we put into the creek. That really helped clean up everything. Look at this. This has been here for a few minutes, but look at that green patch. It's growing. And that is what we want to see. I want to see that algae growth. That is string algae. And when that starts to get really long, when that really sets in, that is what we want. We don't have a filter box in this system, so we do use Chemi Pure bags, which are just bags full of biochar and synthetic clays, this here. And then I use this pad here. This is just a nitrate pad, fresh water, for a freshwater tank. I just set these in there to catch some poo to help us. But then we take this and we just bring it and lay it in the soil, and the critters will, basically worms and everything, will just come up and eat all that fish poo and take it all down into the soil, building biology, feeding biology. Basically, it's just another way for us to get that to help clean the creek, to help the biology out, removing some of that debris that that floats around, the black stuff, or the brownish. You can see the roots catch a lot of it. So we just release some of it from these roots. We'll catch a lot of it in the pad, and then pull the pad over into the soil, and voila. But the big thing was that algae creates oxygen in the soil, or in the water and the soil. It translates into the soil, translates into everything. I mean, I'm shocked, to be honest with you. I was shocked at how fast and just quickly, and how it just took over everything. I mean, everything was relying on that. It was quite amazing. Quite amazing in a system like this, that if we shut that water off, or if the flow were to stop, or if we change the lights to the red and get away with the white, do away with the white light and put in the red, crash. Took what, 4 days, 5 days maybe, to completely crash the system, to start seeing the browning of the grass. Look at that brown grass down at the bottom. But now you can see that we're getting back. We are slowly coming back. We're starting to see some green. These aren't completely gone green. Gone brown. So that lets us know that we're coming back. We're starting to see some green streaks down there. It hasn't all gone brown, and by now they would have all gone brown. Like, all of this would have been brown as hell if we hadn't have done what we did 3 days ago. No doubt in my mind that that's the case, because that's what I saw. Being here every day, monitoring everything every day, being a really, really good observant steward is critical at this junction for me, because I'm learning. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. First time I've ever grown cannabis in a garden bed with water flowing through it, trying to, really dial in a system it's simple but extremely complicated. There are a lot of it's like being out on the golf course, like being a good golfer. There's a lot of things. Everything changes daily. Each time you go out on that same course, it's going to be different. The wind's different, freaking trees are laying different, the grass is laying down. I mean, everything changes constantly all day long, every day. So it's always something different. And that's what I really enjoy about the system. I want it a hobby, something to do, and this is like, this isn't a, plant and walk away go on vacation for a week. Like some people are like, oh, you don't have to water. Yeah, I don't have to water. I don't have to water at all. But I do have to steward. And everything can change. Let's just say we were away. Say we left on vacation for 5 days, which I don't usually do. Mainly I go for 3 to 4 days if I go anywhere. But that being said, 3 or 4 days, this place would have been toast. I wouldn't have caught it in time. All of this grass would be dead. We would have to basically cut all the plants down except for the hardy jasmine and maybe the elephant ears. Those would come back. The bush would stay here, but all the plants gone. The grass would be dead. We'd have to replant, do what we did basically, but we would have to really start from scratch. A year and 6 months worth of work of growing algae and getting our cyanobacteria and everything dialed in, creating oxygen for the plants and around the edges of the creek in order for these roots to wick that water up along with the oxygen that's in that water, that dissolved oxygen that's in that water. I mean, it means everything to everything in here. It really does. It is quite the learning experience. But our flowers look great. Starting to see some trichomes coming on the leaves and on the flowers. And you know what? That stress that we just had, it was during, the start of the week 4, so we caught it really early. We still have, it's only day 28, so we still have over half way to go. So I'm really hoping that the creek gets reoxygenated, that the grass starts to get really green again, and these flowers at the last 30 days will really pack on. This is that orangeline. It looks pretty good. I mean, you see how white the buds are. I don't see any burn-in. I don't see any type of problems in the flower. I just see it in the leaves. You can see where we were on our way. You know what I mean? On our way to disaster. You can see the curling. And a lot of people are like, well, that's overwatering. And you are correct. It is overwatering. But what you're missing, that's not the only thing. See, we can have water down here. We can have overwater down here. What we're missing is the oxygen in that water. Because if that water had oxygen in it, dissolved oxygen in it, these plants would be praying and loving life. All that water down there. They would be like, send it on. If we ain't got air down there, everything goes to shit. It's just that simple. They can go without food for a little while. They can go without water for a little while. They ain't going without air. A couple days and you're done. What took a little bit of time was for us to dissolve it all out of the creek. It was that red light just beating down on that bacteria and that algae, killing it all off. And then once it's dead, it doesn't take no time for these plants and all these plants to use up all that, and boom, you're done. They can't go very long at all without that air. So it's a totally different mindset we have to get into when we're doing something like this. I know a lot of people have a lot of information. I appreciate all the information. And most, I would say 99.9% of all the information I get, I already know, which is fine. Send it on anyway. I don't care. You're just reassuring what I already know. But what a lot of people are missing is that we have to do a mindset change. This isn't about so much the cannabis plant. This is about maintaining balance in the system. If we can maintain balance in the system, all of this is going to do itself. All we got to do is steward that stuff, and that will do its own thing. But if we crash this and the creek, all of this suffers. So I'm really focused on the creek and the pond more than I am what the cannabis wants. This is going to be here and gone in a couple of months, and new ones will be in here, and we'll hopefully be, like we were with these until we crashed it. But we learn. That's how we learn. Hopefully these make it through. I'm almost positive these are going to make it through. It's not even really a question anymore. The question is what it's going to look like. The flower will flower. It's going to get bigger for sure. We reset the system, so it will get better. But how big they're going to get, they may be better. I mean, with all that stress they've gone through, this middle of the life kind of middle of the road stress event, bounce back, could get better, more flavorful flower just from the stress that it endured and then came back from. We're always better after our issues that we have in life, you know what I mean? But you can see it's just hating life because no breathy, can't breathe. And if you didn't know, you would be like, oh, it's nitrogen deficiency, oh, it's too much water, oh, it's this, it's that. You'd be going in here doing all kinds of crazy shit, basically shooting yourself in the foot. What we need to do is focus on what we changed. Only change 1 to 2 things at a time. Never do a lot at once. I know what happened because I changed it. I'm keeping it on the board. I know when it happened, what day it happened. Everything started to do everything off when I turned those cool whites down and entered the deep and far reds. My mistake. So, I did not take video of this, but the reason I didn't take video of this because this was a pain in the ass. God damn. Me and a buddy, well, I did a lot of it, then my buddy came over here and helped me hang them. But my neck and shoulders are getting these where I wanted them and level, and up here where I have a lot more space. And we have a lot more space now. And we may be moving this one. But we've got everything covered. I'm wasting a little bit of light over in that corner, but it's just the way the bed is made. It's not a whole lot I can do about it other than putting another light back in that corner. But back in that corner we're going to have residual light, so I'm really not going to be growing a lot of tomato, light hungry plants like tomatoes or whatever. We might have an herb garden back there, have the aloe plant back there, but we have that light back there which is going to have the residual most of our plants are going to be, our good plants are going to be, are edible all through here. Through here and in the middle, where all of that is covered. We've got this covered all the way down. These new Grandmasters are awesome. Well, they look awesome anyway. They've got that coating over them. The diodes are completely different compared to, these are the old ones. So these don't have any cover on them, they're just there. And these over here, very nice. So you can see we got 3 more hung, looking pretty good. You're gonna light her up in this mug. She's gonna be bright. Oh, and then we've got, well, I'm not gonna go back there. We got a lot of cleaning up to do. We got shit everywhere in here. We ran out of light yesterday, but I've got the D-Hue, another D-Hue sitting on the table over there. I've got to raise the D-Hue up a little bit, just like that one over there. We'll run a line in to the back of the creek where the D-Hue water will run in. We're going to put some water in the pond. We got spider webs in the pond now. You can see I'm creating a web. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, sorry, I can't. She's dry though. Yeah, she's dry. That's good to go. Good to go. So now we can put water in the pond. We can put water down the creek, so we can do all that. We'll do all that probably live. We'll make a day. Put that in there. Won't be today. I got damn picnic to go to. Cut the grass. And rest my neck. Digger's eating today. These guys don't need to eat. But yeah, that's where we are. Plants are hanging in there. We're not seeing any, let's see some new growth, you know. I'm seeing still a little burnt tip on the new growth, but all in all, it's growing. That's for sure, and that's a good thing. I'm seeing the flower. Look how this one is just not wanting the flower though. Just does not want a flower. The rest of these are flowered out. And then this one over here, nothing. Ain't that weird? Like this and this are 2 lunar cheeses. And this is how far along the other lunar is. And then this one, nothing. Your guess is as good as mine. This one's always been a little finicky though. The smallest of the bunch. So maybe just not enough light. I mean, it's getting pretty close to the same amount of light as that. You see why it wouldn't be flowering by now. But it is what it is. With that being said, I hope everybody has a great Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.